They found a body, stabbed, decapitated, and buried like it might come back. Welcome to my channel and thank you for watching. Before we dive in, smash that subscribe button before the vampire wakes up. We warned you. In the summer of 2004, deep in the rural countryside of Romania, a team of archaeologists made a chilling discovery. Buried beneath centuries of soil, they unearthed a skeleton. Not unusual until they noticed the body had been stabbed through the chest. A heavy iron stake pierced its ribcage. The skull had been removed. Locals whispered one word, Strigoi, the undead. This was no ordinary grave. This was a vampire burial. The site was near the village of Marotinu de Sus in southern Romania. While excavating a medieval cemetery, archaeologists came across a grave that stood out from the rest. The body had been treated with brutal precision. A large iron spike had been driven directly into the chest. The legs and arms were pinned down with iron rods. And most disturbing of all, the skull was gone. These weren't the marks of execution or punishment. These were the signs of fear of a community desperate to stop the dead from rising. The scientists had stumbled upon one of Romania's darkest folk rituals, a vampire burial. Across Eastern Europe, belief in vampires wasn't fantasy, it was survival. Villagers lived in fear of the Strigoi, undead spirits that returned from the grave to torment the living. If someone died suddenly, or if their corpse didn't decompose quickly, people began to suspect the worst. To stop a Strigoi, communities took extreme measures. Drive a stake through the heart, remove and burn the heart, cut off the head, place garlic or bricks in the mouth, pin the limbs with nails or rods. These weren't symbolic gestures. They were brutal physical attempts to prevent the corpse from ever rising again. But who was this person buried in such a terrifying way? Male, late 30s to early 40s. Average build. There were no clear signs of criminal punishment. No rich artifacts, no jewelry. Just iron spikes and fear. Some archaeologists believe he may have died during a plague outbreak. Others think he could have been an outsider, someone unfamiliar to the village. And in medieval Romania, the unfamiliar was dangerous. Sometimes all it took was a strange look, a sudden illness, or a bad dream for a person to be labeled undead. Modern science tells us the body was just a man. But try telling that to the people of the 16th century. Back then, death wasn't final, it was a threat. And the line between folklore and reality was thin. To a frightened village, a body that didn't rot, or a family member who dreamt of the dead, was all the proof they needed. A vampire was among them. And so they did what they believed they had to do. They stopped the monster before it could rise. Romania isn't alone. In Poland, a woman's corpse was found with a sickle across her throat meant to decapitate her if she moved. In Bulgaria, a skeleton with an iron rod driven through its heart was unearthed near the Black Sea. In Venice, a skull was discovered with a brick jammed in its mouth, another classic vampire prevention method. These burials weren't isolated. They reveal a pan-European fear of the undead across time, culture, and geography, a shared terror that the dead might not stay dead. Romania's vampire legacy runs deeper than any grave. The land gave rise to Vlad the Impaler, Vlad Tepes, the real-life inspiration for Dracula. But the myth goes even further back. The Strigoi of Romanian folklore were ghosts, spirits, and yes, vampires. It was said that Strigoi fed on the life of the living, haunting family members and draining their vitality. Entire towns lived in fear. And in some villages, even today, stories of the undead still echo in the night. The skeleton discovered in 2004 may not be a true vampire, but it tells a story of fear, of mystery, of death not as an end, but as a new kind of threat. The villagers who buried that man believed in what they saw. To them, the monster was real. And maybe, just maybe, they were right to be afraid. After all, what if some things buried in the earth don't stay there forever?